Hello everyone, author DL Tillery here, the Mistress of Horror, and welcome back to my channel and live streams. So I'm here for the Sunday stream to get some work done. I have a few logistical things to take care of, admin things, whatever we want to look at that, and then into some writing. So if you are here and you are writing with me, let me know what you're working on in the chat, and I will be glad to read that. Jocelyn is here early, getting ready. Getting ready is always good, for sure. I did put up a video on Sunday, which I think I mentioned it on Sunday when I streamed, because I didn't stream Tuesday because of work, but I did stream Sunday. But I'm just going to give it another mention. I did a book review for Claimed by the Alpha, which is the first book that I was reading for the autumn, the Haunts, Howl and Haunts challenge that I made. That one was decent, actually. I gave it a 4-star. So I did the review on that, and it was this one here. It's the actual cover for it. I also have read, since I finished this one, I've read this one here, Wolf Gone Wild. I also read Werewolf Full Moon Harvest. I also have read The Wolf King, which I enjoyed. I haven't put the review up for The Wolf King yet, or Wolf Gone Wild, because I actually read Wolf Full Moon Harvest before I finished Wolf Gone Wild. I was kind of doing it in between. So I did read that one before, because this one here was shorter, the Werewolf Full Moon Harvest. That one was a more shorter book. It's like 138 pages, I think, or something. And Wolf Gone Wild was like close to 400. So I decided to go back and forth at first, because honestly, I'm going to be honest, I didn't put up the reviews yet. I've read them because I don't want to forget notes. I did just put up the review for Werewolf Full Moon Harvest. I still have to put up the review for Wolf Gone Wild, because I've been having problems with my Kindle app on my phone for some reason. It doesn't do it all the time, but of course, doing it this week or last week. It's been doing it off and on, where when I finish a book, I go to leave a review, because my thing is hooked up for both my Goodreads and my Amazon when I finish an ebook. But it wasn't letting me leave a review. So I have to actually go to the desktop version and then go review item and then go leave the review. So that kind of takes it longer for me to do it. So I'm just gathering them, and then I'm going to put the rest of them up, since the app's giving me an issue. Anyway, Wolf Gone Wild, it's kind of boring. Not like super boring. It's just kind of, to me, a little bit dragged out. I don't know. I just kind of think that it is a little dragged out, in my opinion. I don't know why, but it just is. But it is like a romance style, which usually that's my genre. I love romance and all kinds of romance, but it's just, I don't know. When people do shifters or wolves, it can be, I don't know, some writers just writing can drag a bit. So this one's kind of dragging for me a bit when I was reading it. So it's just, yeah. I gave this one 3.5 stars, but I think with Amazon you can't do half stars, so it's probably going to fall on the 3 side. But I don't know. I might let it fall on the 4 side because of the half star. Werewolf Full Moon Harvest, I gave that 3 stars. It was boring. Sorry. It was short, but it was also boring. The dragged out, which you mean, is it taking too long for relationship to form? It's just the dialogue. It's just like, I don't know if it's filler. I don't know how to explain it for that particular book. It's not that it's bad, because I wouldn't even give it 3 stars, 3.5. But like, it felt a little trudging, like dragging your feet. It's not about the romance. Does take a little bit because of the premise between the witch and the shifter, the wolf. Because he has she's a witch, and she works her own place, and then he needs a hex because he needs help with keeping. He can't shift, and his wolf never shuts up in his head, so he kind of needs help with it, and that's kind of how they meet. And it's not really it's just the process of getting to it. I just don't think the book needed to be 400 pages. I think some people feel that they have to push that, but if there's really not much to say, I don't know. It's okay. It's just at the beginning. It's not the entire book. Don't get me wrong on that. Why would even give it 3.5 stars? It's the begin. It's like to get started, so it kind of drags at the start. And I don't expect the relationships to necessarily move quickly in everybody's story because that's not realistic. Because relationships move the way they do, especially if you're developing it and you want it to take a little bit longer because all of us are different. But it's more like just to get the story started. I don't know. I just wasn't into the beginning, and I only kept going because I wanted to read it for the challenge. If it had been any other time, I probably would have set it to the side and read something else, which kind of happened. But I went back to it to finish, and it wasn't bad. Just at that beginning, as a writer, your beginning can be dragging. I'm just saying from experience, like it shouldn't be because people may not even get to the really good part and the pickup, and then they give up before it gets to that. So yeah, it just drags at the beginning. Let's say. And yeah, it's just the writing. For me, I can't speak for everybody because, reviews are opinion based 100. Yeah. Hey, lady. What's up? So yeah, I just think the beginning is kind of like the beginning drags. This one, however, is just boring all the way through. I mean, I like the fact that it's a werewolf, but just it's a botanist. I think the character who's the main character is like a botanist, I believe, and like going to check out the area that the wolf stuff is going on. Like it's an interesting concept for the story, but it was boring, and I'm starting to like, is this a pattern in werewolf stories, or they call them werewolf? Some of these are shifters and not werewolves, and it's just I'm like, this shouldn't be boring with a beast of this nature in the story. I'm just saying, but anyway, I was kind of bored with this one. I gave it 3 stars straight up because I did like the concept and I did like the story plot, but it just wasn't executed the way I would have liked. But again, that's opinion based. Somebody else could love it to a third degree. So, but yeah, those are the main ones talked about. I still have to read this one, The Carpenter's Secret, which is a romance. I believe it's male romance. So I'm looking forward to reading that one because I heard it's really good. And I still have to read The Werewolf of Grayson Abbey. I did read Howl of the Hunted, which I did enjoy. That one was pretty good. I'll have a review up for it, so I'll probably talk about it more on the next stream, probably Tuesday. And The Wolf King I did like as well. So I'll probably talk to them a little bit more about those two in the next one. And I already talked about Alpha. So all right, let's go ahead and get ready for the first sprint. Oh, in the movies, I did watch, I said, The Werewolf of 2024, I think it came out. And I rewatched Ginger Snap, because that's one of my favorite ones to watch. So I watched Ginger Snap as well. Wrong one. We don't need the screaming to happen. But yeah, so that's what I did do for the challenge. I did write the poetry, which is like one of the middle challenges. I wrote the poem at the beginning of November, which was PAX Poetry Prompt. So that counted for my poem that I wrote. And then I still have to do the craft prompt, which is the last prompt, because I'm not really doing them in any particular order. I started them in order, but then I kind of just jump around. So I still have to do craft, which I was going to do a mood board. So be working on that this week. Jocelyn said, yeah, I feel a lot of people try to follow the 400-page so-called rule. Better to let the story be what they are. I agree. I never did. When I did, I will follow it to the point where I'll make sure the printed copy has enough pages for that, but I'll just add bonus stories at the end. I am not going to push more words in my story that don't need to be there. It ends when it ends. And then, yeah, I'll go back and do the second draft, which I add more words, so to speak. And I'm air quoting that. But I add what is required. It's not me adding to fulfilling reasons and to be a certain size book. That I won't do. So I'll add bonus tales in the back like I did with Caliostro. Because Caliostro's ebook is like 212 pages. I think that's with 8 pages of it being Lydraga. So Caliostro was around 200 something pages for the first book, but it is a 3-part series. But like, as far as the paperback is like, I think 300 and something, 370 something. But that's because I added bonus tales, the Narvellas in the back, and 2 short tales. Is it Lydraga and Obsessed? So I'd rather do that than add a bunch of words for nothing to drag the story out. But that's me. Anyway, let's go ahead and do that first sprint that I was talking about. Let me remove this and add this. We're going to use the Caliostro timer, a Lycran timer. So one of the werewolf creature from my story. Alrighty, I will see you all in 30 minutes. Happy writing. And that's time, everyone. Let's see how everyone did this time around. Let me switch the screen for you. Yep, just in time. Carrie, how you doing? We just finished the first sprint. We still have two more to go. So, just in time. Hey, from work. Yeah, I know that feels. Why actually I didn't. I usually don't work late because I run a cleaning business. But I worked late the last Tuesday, which rarely happens that I'm going to be. That's going to happen, but it did. So, hello from work, indeed. So I did manage to finish the admin work, logistic work. So I have to do my newsletter because I finished the final touch-ups on my newsletter for tomorrow that comes out. Again, if you aren't subscribed to my newsletter, then the link is in my description below this video. Or this live stream at the moment. But yeah, I usually give like a free short story, but I don't have a newsletter magnet at the moment because those have been released publicly. I am waiting 2 months before I do another newsletter magnet because I've been trying to decide on what I wanted to give for free. And I've decided to do some of my dark romance poetry storytelling. So think Edgar Allan Poe style. So it's not exactly just poetry; it is storytelling type of poetry. Though poetry itself tells a story, but it's more leaning into the storytelling aspect of that style. So I'm thinking of doing like a I don't know if I want to say a novella size or a short story size compilation of it's more or less all of these story poems will be linked together because I wanted to write something based around this series that I'm going to be working on next year, which is about werewolf and witch. So it's a dark romance, paranormal romance series. So I kind of want to introduce it this way. So I wanted to try to figure out if that's what I wanted to do for the newsletter before I started doing a magnet again. I always incorporate others' books in there that's in my genre or close near to my genre. Hence why I do book email. Well, it was a newsletter swaps through Book Funnel. But I don't have a newsletter magnet that I want to use. I was going to use Obsessed next because I did do Winterwolf and I did Lydraga. But now I've released Lydraga. I'm going to be releasing Winterwolf come January or February, probably February for Winterwolf. And I'm thinking I'm releasing Obsessed. I wanted to release something on my birthday, but I think that I'm just going to do like a birthday stream or something like that on the weekend. Either my birthday is Friday, December the 5th. So I'm probably going to release Obsessed in January and release Winterwolf in February because I want to release more of my stuff individual so that way more people can get to it. Because currently you can't get those stories unless you buy the printed copy of Caliostro, and these stories are all based in Caliostro's world. So I definitely want people to be able to get their hands on it, even if they don't have the print version of Caliostro. So they've had a year to be in that book, so now they're going to be on that. So anyway, I did do most of my newsletter, and I also got accepted. I did win in the contest for the Freaky Friday anthology, so I was chosen. So my story, The Scraping, will be in that book. So I was finalizing stuff with that contract, the guide contract that they have. I have to fill out, and I had to do the final touches to accept the edits on my story. And I was doing that as well. So I still have to finish working on my newsletter for the next sprint to make sure it's ready to go for tomorrow. And make sure that the story for the anthology is ready to go. So I have to accept and send back in the form for him. And so he gets that because it comes out soon, before the end of the year. Thanks, Jocelyn. And Carrie said, I'm good. I got some book sales this week, so I'm getting a whole $8 in January. Girl, I know, right? I'm getting a whole $10.50. Right? I know, right? All the work, that's what we getting. Giles, unfortunately, that sprint was wasted. Got a word or two in, though. Hey, every word counts. I feel that. But yeah, so I'm really excited about that. I recently was published in. Let me see if I have a image for it. I don't think I have. Do I have an image on my computer? I might not, because I did it all through Instagram and it was all through my phone. Let me see. I might be able to just pull a screen up. Let me go. I think I shared it on my Facebook page. Let's see here. La la la. Where is it? Here's the post. So technically I can just probably put that there so I can get to it. And this is the cover of the issue. Which I probably could share the link, actually. I will do that too, actually. Save that. And I need to get the link. Did I? One second. I think I shared the link in the post. I did, but so I can get it here. Why is it so long? Copy. Anyway, I do have the physical copy of this magazine coming. Let me see if I can pull this up for you. Where are you? There you go. Share button. Then we'll get the next sprint going. Oh yeah, so you have too many things. I can remove all these because I already showed you all the books I was reading. Oop, I mean to add you to this page. Remove. Thank you. Let's remove this one. I don't need these books in here. And then it's like, you're going to get 10 images. Yeah. I forgot. My bad. So, I got my acceptance to the Dark Veil Order, which is a goth dark style magazine. I tend to get published in some like this. I used to write for Carful Nocturnal back in the day. I say back in the day now, but this is the issue for November. Dark Veil Order issue 2. They're a newer publication, so my story poem got published in this one, The Witch and the Werewolf King. That is the poem that's here. It had to be published here first. So, of course, if you want to read it before I am able to publish it to anywhere else, then you can grab a copy of this. They do have it digitally and as well as physical. So that is an option. I will share the Dark Order mag link here in the chat for anyone who would like to check it out. I really don't know why it's so long. I hate when links are long. But anyway, there is the link. You click that and it'll take you to the store so you can check it out if you want to get a copy. It has some pretty cool stuff in here. Oh, there's another author in here too, What Poetry. And there's a slew of really cool models in this one. It has some recipes in the back, a whole bunch of cool stuff. So definitely check it out. I enjoyed being published in there and joining the Dark Order. So 2 publications already coming up. So that's always fun. And so that means I have a publication almost every month coming up. So this month was the story and the Dark Orders magazine. Then by year's end, I will be published in the Freaky Friday anthology. Then I'm going to release Obsessed ebook, possibly paperback in January, and then publish Winter Wolf to the public solo, because I've been made the paperback and the ebook for Winter Wolf. I just didn't publish it. And I did that through Barnes Noble Press, but I'm going to probably publish it through Amazon. So that's my plans going forward for publishing right now. Caliostro is still working on the second draft, and so I'm not going to plan to release Caliostro until after I move. Probably won't happen until close to the fall. I'm not going to push it. I don't like pushing Caliostro's books to be overly released. I know that it came out a year ago. This December 5th will be a year. But I may do something on my birthday for the anniversary of Caliostro, so I'm still thinking of that. That's a couple weeks away. Not really. This literally 2. So I'll probably do a special stream for the anniversary of Caliostro's release and my birthday stream together. So I'll probably do that over the weekend, my birthday weekend, and see what happens with that. I didn't release anything, but I still wanted to celebrate Caliostro's release being a year, and then my other accomplishments that I've done in between the craziness that was 2025. So anyway, that's what I did get done that first sprint and what I have going on as far as publications. So I'm going to continue on this sprint to work on the scrapings, contract, and the rest of my email newsletter. Have to finish up touching that up, because this month is also a Native American Heritage Month. For those who may not know, they should, if they follow my channel, that I am Native American as well. I have a mixed background, and I celebrate Native American Heritage Month. I celebrate it, and not Thanksgiving. So I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Rather, that be in protest of the atrocity that was Thanksgiving, the original Thanksgiving, and where the name came from and what it was. So I don't celebrate that. I call it National Stab You in the Back Day. It's not funny, but you can make a joke if you want to make a joke. But I just don't celebrate that. Not knocking anybody here. If you want to, you totally can. I just don't. So my newsletter this month is leaning inclined to Native American Heritage Month. So in my newsletter this month, I'll be sharing some free books that you can get on Kindle Unlimited that are Native American leaning, and just mention my background in my newsletter and what I usually do to celebrate it in the bookish way for this month. So that being said, that's what my newsletter will be leaning towards this month in that celebration of that. I don't know if I'll have Obsessed or if I'll have the other idea I have for my newsletter magnet prepared for December. I probably will, but I don't think it'll be Obsessed. I think it's going to be the Witch in Werewolf King type series that I've been working on, just the introduction to it, but not the actual series that I'll be working on next year for my romance stuff. So yeah, that's all the things going on. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on the next sprint. Let me switch to a different werewolf one, since we're still celebrating the Howl and Haunts reading challenge. So I'm going to just do that. Let me remove this and add that. All right, so another 30 minutes on the clock. Get some work done, what you need to do, whatever it is you need to do, and I'll see you in 30 minutes. Happy writing. And that's time, everyone, for the second sprint. And Jocelyn says, I think I just wrote myself into a wall. That's okay. You can tear walls down or line them with C4 or set them on fire. That really depends what kind of wall it is. So you can knock it down. That's no problem. Give yourself time. I almost finished my newsletter because it's my newsletter has a formula to it, and it takes a little bit because I do my author's corner where I talk about what I have coming up, what I've been doing for the past month, any news of releases or something coming, which I had a few things to talk about, and of course, then I have a part that goes, it's the dark snippet of the month, so I usually have to write the dark snippet, which is usually teaching you something about horror. This month is going to be what is folk horror. Last month was werewolf horror. And I usually give you like some ideas of what to read and or watch if it's a film, and I usually explain what that particular type of horror is. So, and I usually give like a picture with it, a representation of it, and then the next section is to the books that are usually free to read, or very cheap on Kindle Unlimited, because Kindle's where you can get free books if you have a subscription. If I am doing newsletter swaps at the time, there could be newsletter magnets that are free from other authors and they're that align with my genres, rather it be dark fantasy, dark romance, and horror based stories. So that's usually the section it follows, and then it just has like my links to any current books that I may have available. So yeah, that's pretty straightforward, but I enjoy writing it. So that I did get to putting in. I have to go over and edit the dark snippet section, so I still need to do that, and then load in the pictures and finish up the links. So that's what I have left to do for that. Oh yeah, and I did need to announce about Smashwords sale. Smashwords always have their end of the year sale. It's kind of like a holiday sale. It starts December 8th and runs through January the 1st for 2026. And there's all kinds of books on sale. And Caliostro is going to be on sale this year. It's been out for a year. So I'm actually having it up there for free, the ebook. It's usually $1.99 now. The ebook's only $1.99 if you didn't have a copy of it, and it's going to be free. So if you know anyone who wants to grab a copy through Smashwords, would be an idea because it's free there from the 8th of December through starting 8th of December through January 1st. So grab copies because it's free, and then it's not going to be free after that. So definitely check that out. I will share the link if you would like it. Let's see, Smashwords. I will share the link in it so you have the link ready for when you want to grab a free copy. Of course, I'll talk about and share it again in a video more than likely, but there is the Smashwords link to Caliostro if you want to bookmark it so that way you can get a copy for free. That being said, that's what I got done doing the sprint. I probably only think I am writing, but it's just logistics type writing. But I probably will be back to cleaning up Caliostro for the Tuesday stream. I'll probably be getting tired on Tuesday. It's heavy work week for me because it is the holiday for a lot of people. I don't, again, celebrate Thanksgiving, so I will be working on Thanksgiving because I have a cleaning business and people who are out of town are going to get cleaned that day. That makes it a lot easier for me than having to push everybody into before and after. So I'm a little happy about that. I don't mind working on this another day to me. So with that said, busy week. So Tuesday I will be a little bit tired, but I will be here to stream nonetheless. So I shouldn't have to work late that day from my schedule. I should be good. So I'll be back Tuesday, of course. So we still have one more sprint in us. So if no one has anything else to report in the chat, then I will go ahead and jump on the third and final sprint of the night. If you are ready, let me get the timer ready for the next one. Let's see which one would work. Since we're still doing the Howl and Haunts, I've been using my werewolf themed strength timer. So I'm gonna do another one of those for tonight. Let's go with this one. Let me make it large and then share it. Boop. That's right. I always have to remove this and then pop this and boom. All right, there it is. Bam. All right, so 30 minutes on the clock, and I will see you in 30. Happy writing. And that's time, everyone, for the final sprint of the night. Let me know how you did in the comment section if you were writing or just hanging. I did get to finish my newsletter. I just have to actually, the only thing left to do is to double check the links. I always send myself a test link just to make sure everything's cool and kosher, because you always should double check behind yourself. So, but yeah, so that's all I have left to do. I did prepare the scrapings contract, so I can send that out either, well, it probably won't be tomorrow because my work day tomorrow is crazy. So I'll probably be too exhausted to do anything after teaching my daughter when I get home. So, school and all that jazz. So I probably won't, I don't think I'm going to do it, send it out tomorrow because I need to be in my office at my desk to do that. I'll probably send it out Tuesday, probably the night that I stream next. So that's probably what I'll probably send that then, just to make sure I have, I think it was a week from when he sent it, which I think he sent it Saturday, I want to say. So I'm good still. So I'll send it after that to make sure I have everything correct the way that is requested. So that's what I'll do Tuesday, send that out. But yeah, I hope you got some work out of tonight's sprint. And let me know in the comment section if you don't get a chance to comment here in the chat, how did work go? And I will see you on Tuesday, and then of course again on Sunday. I, as you know, am not releasing videos on the fourth Sunday, at least until I plan to start my new series, hopefully at the end of December, because I do have to, it's story based. So instead of being like Layer of the Bitches with poetry, it's going to be like flash fiction story based, really short stuff. I'm probably going to try to keep them like stories that are quick, I don't know, less than 300 words. I need really short stuff for these videos to work out. So we'll see if I'm starting in December or I may start it in January. But I will be back to uploading a video either way on Sunday, because I am next week starting my shorts series where I want to upload every 3 days. So the schedule is going to be Tuesday, Thursday, or every 2 days. So I think it's going to be Tuesday, skip Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or something like that. I think it's going to be on Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday that I'm going to upload. So 3 times a week for the shorts series, because they're really short clip videos. And I'm starting off with a Zodiac, just little quick clips, Zodiac and supernatural creature. So which Zodiac over with supernatural creature as a couple. So I'll be uploading those around 3 times a week. So that will take care of my Sunday miss for a little while until I get the new series started. Anyway, that's what's going on here. I will be back on Tuesday, of course, for more sprints, at 6 o'clock as usual. Again, if you aren't subscribed to my newsletter, it is down in the description. So you'll want to do that because the newsletter goes out tomorrow morning. So if you go in and click the link now, you'll get one of the newsletters tomorrow with all the cool info in it. And Jocelyn said, I got a few words in. Thanks for the stream. Of course, as always, happy to see you. Glad you were here. And I'll see you all again come Tuesday. And as always be sure to stay scared.